Hey everybody, in this follow-up to our first video, Esme and Nikolas did a lot more than just French kiss, as you can see by these photos. So much more that he may just have gotten her pregnant.
Nice jacket. Esme? Esme?
Meanwhile, Esme continues to lay it on thick about how much she wants him, and it was a mistake with Spencer. So, folks,
both of them are there. That's what's
both of them are there, and Ava just walked into the room with Spencer, the other room, and they are in their natural buff towel. Yeah, after having done the thing. Wow. And people do not like Nikolas now, calling him all kinds of names on Twitter. And Spence says to Cameron that he screwed up with Esme and lost his cool preparing to grovel. Meanwhile, she's getting it on with his dad in the next room and he doesn't even know it. Oh boy. Scandal, scandal. Meanwhile, they not only still going at it, they got full on the floor and all that other stuff. And Spencer's still out. He sees that Esme's suitcase is still there and thinks he's not in the best of luck because she's still there. Meanwhile, so picking up where we left off, Spencer just walked in the house, as you can see right here. And what happened was that Nikolas listened to Ava explain her sadness and misinterpreting messages, and basically, to make a long story short, they are, it would seem, back together. But Esme has planted her latest trap, and so she says this.
Ava will regret it.
There you go. The trap has been laid, and the other question is Nikolas did Nikolas get her pregnant? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Which probably means she's going to be around at least for another 9 months. And folks, in walks in or flies in the bat. And the door conveniently left open by Ava. And you doggone well know that door would have been shut and she would have been trying to figure out how to get back in, but no, they let her walk in. And this is what she said. And there's Esme outside looking for her entry to get back in, seeing that the door is cracked open. She's the bat. She's gonna get in. She walks away from the open door. They have Ava walking away from an open door after Nikolas mentioned that there might be bats immediately outside that caused the noise that she heard, which is actually caused by Esme dropping her high-heeled shoe. Come on. Okay, so now Esme drops her shoe outside. Ava hears something, and then Nikolas says this.
It must have been the bats.
Now, if you heard that, folks, wouldn't you shut the door? You would shut the door because, you know, you don't want bats flying in. Look at how big that gap is. That's big enough for a bat to, or several bats to just fly in right now. Any normal person, any normal situation, that door would have been slammed shut immediately. But no, watch what happens, folks. Watch what happens, folks. Watch. Watch what happens.
This is the time of afternoon that they come out. We should be great.
Okay, he says this is how they come out, right? And then watch this. Scared to death.
No, she's not.
Look at that face. She almost got caught. There's Esme right there in her tiny whities.
Clothes on.
In her tiny whities. Outside the castle. And also, undoubtedly, that laugh is appropriate, folks, because that's Ava, her husband, opening the door, but no Esme. They were calling for Esme, whose bags are still there, and she's still there, and they were in the room earlier. Meanwhile, Esme and Spencer are going to live with Nick and Ava, but Ava has control of the purse strings, leading Esme to say this.
Try to control me. And if I do,
Folks, it's quite clear this is going to get worse before it gets better. And remember, there are people looking at Esme Prince from the perspective of who she is, who also she may be representing or working with. And not only that, there's this additional storyline regarding her nanny, and then of course there's Mr. Chamberlain. But a lot of people are just simply well, for want of a better term, creeped out over the fact that in the General Hospital story, Esme Prince is presented as being in her teens. Avery Kristen Pohl, who plays her, is 20 years old, even though she's been in movies and television since 2011, or about the age of, well, 11. This is going to be really, really explosive. Indeed, really, it already is. Just make sure that you subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com.